Listen, I have no clue what Sitivian is. Like I don't have any kind of experience with them. This is the first Sitivian knife that me and Courtney have picked up. Courtney picked it out. It's perfect.
And it's pretty.
It is pretty, but it's perfect. You know, like I don't give perfection, you know, to a lot of knives, but you know, there's just nothing wrong with it. You know, but anyway, this is a proper introduction. We've had it for about a month and a half, something like that. Sitivian has got to be related to F and Grow to some degree, and you know, like the reason why I call that out is because
they do all their font and stuff the exact
that's right.
same.
Their fonts on their model numbers and exactly how they like a F and Grow would be a EF dash something with a line over it until it's steel type. This knife is coming by way of we'll get it by Amazon. All right, it's a flipper only. You can light switch it. Let's go out some. Come on now. All right, you can light switch it. You push button it. The detent is immaculate. It's not like Brian to do immaculate, but it's pretty great. It's not too tight. Let me see if I can flip it open. Yeah. Well, you know, so like I won't be able to do that on camera, but yeah, you can just sling it open. Just a second. Yeah. Okay. So you can just fling it open. So like the detent could be a little bit stronger, but it's like. It's not just going to shake open on you like with regular movement. You're really going to have to try it. Yeah, you'll actually have to try.
But y'all have seen me try to do stuff on camera, and it always, or just about always, feels on me. Like this one, there's no wrist needed. Like it's great. The deployment for this one, that flipper tab, no wrist needed, just smooth.
Yeah, I'm impressed. I don't know if this is as good as it gets, so I'm kind of hesitant on trying other Sitivians. Just you know, expecting the same quality and stuff, but this knife comes in at what, 129? 129. Titanium subframe lock. It'll be a subframe lock because the carbon fiber overlay, which is marble carbon fiber, is going through the pivot. So like this will be essentially part of the frame. It'll separate itself from being a liner lock because you got direct access to the frame, to the lock bar. The lockup is pretty much exactly where you want it. What, about 10-15%, something like that. It's extremely smooth. It is definitely drop shut. Mm-hmm. And speaking of Brian to do, the blade is almost completely encapsulated.
Yes.
So that's for those of you that don't know, God Almighty, what's the knife he just come out with Riot? Not the Void. It's okay, but he's got a model, a Typhoon. Like that's a custom model Typhoon that he come out with years ago. It was, you know, like the blade was completely encapsulated inside the knife, and it's
most are not.
No, most knives aren't.
Yeah.
You know, and what that means is like nothing, but you only got to deal with the width of the pocket. The handle when it comes to like carrying it in your pocket and stuff. So like, you know, Courtney really enjoys this one, and she doesn't have to worry about, like, it's a full size knife. She can slide it in her back pocket. She doesn't have to worry about like setting on a blade or anything.
Yeah, and with not having anything protruding up, like say on a Spyderco, like in my front pocket, if I wanted to carry that one, I can slide it to the side some. Like, I can angle it, and there not be blades stopping me with it being a longer knife.
Right. Blade center is perfect. Mill pocket clip, perfect. Of course, with mill pocket clips, the pro is that there's no hot spots. You know, instead of like a stamped pocket clip, normally has a ramp, and the ramp gets in the way, and there's just funny ways of, you know, like It's got to be springy. It's got to keep that thing in your pocket. With a Pro, I'm sorry, with the milled, the Pro is that, you know, it's parallel with the handle. Sorry. But the downside of a milled pocket clip, typically, especially when it's side mounted like this, and you know, it's not going to be completely deep carry.
Right.
You know, like, so if that's a thing of yours, you know, if that's a requirement, it won't be complete deep carry, and it will get tighter as your jeans move further up. That might not be the case for khakis, but like blue jean carry, that's something to keep in mind. It's got one back spacer. Completely, like, just very satisfying.
Yeah, and the anodizing on it, that pink and blue, like, go really well together. In my opinion, like, the aesthetics of this one is, like, I like the carbon fiber over, like, it gives enough breakup and makes the colors more noticeable in the anodizing, I think.
Absolutely. I'd like to see what it looks like up underneath. And if you guys want to see what it looks like up underneath, let me know. We'll do a disassembly video. We're going to do a complete series on this one too. The lanyard hole is back here, where you should probably get some 550 in there and create your little lanyard, and it's completely out of the way. If lanyards are your thing.
Doesn't have a hole coming through your...
No. It's very clean design.
Yes.
Very clean design. Very good weight. We'll get into all the measurements and the weights and stuff later.
The blade it come in sharp.
Yes, it's sharp.
I've used it quite a bit in the last month. Like, it has been one of my quickest go-tos lately.
Right. That is, if there was a con that I would throw on the knife, is just one method of employment, which could be expected with a completely submersible blade. So that's not a point you can really take away from it, because there's, you know, you couldn't be able to get to a thumb stud or a hole or
not with the design. Yeah,
with the design being the way it is, it's that's what you get. So, all right, we went over everything, right? It's feels great in my hand, feels great in her hand. The ergonomics.
There's no, I mean, it's pretty much like a.
It's hot spot free, ain't it?
Yeah, there's no lumps and humps and things getting in the way of different sized hands and finger width, like spacing. And
American Tanto gives you plenty of freedom to be able to, you know, like, use those edges the way you want to. It is a flat grind, so it's not going to be it's not going to be thin behind the edge. You know, it starts off with a pretty sizable blade stock. We'll get into that in the second, the deep video, but. With this edge right here, like, I would keep it shallower, and like, you know, maybe like a 22, 23 degrees if that's possible, and like probably pull this down to a 19 or so. But if this was a hollow grind, like, that would probably seal the deal on perfection. Like, but fit and finish feels phenomenal. You know, like, it really reminds me of the Tucson TS21 that we've borrowed from Dopey.
Yeah.
It just, there's nothing, much like that knife, there's just nothing to complain about. All right, thanks for watching. And if you want to go into the deep with us and check out all the measurements and all that stuff, we'll break that up into the second video.
And alternatives going with the deep again this time?
Yeah, I imagine we should just, you know, like, the alternatives just go into the deep. From now on, like, just be a three-part series instead of a 4-part series, and maybe we won't get so sick of the knives.
Yeah.
All right, thanks for watching. If you like the content and you made it this far, consider subscribing. If you liked the video, push the thumbs up. If you didn't like it, push the thumbs down. Let us know in the comments why you liked it, why you didn't like it. Thank you. We'll catch you on the flip side.